I think everyone here is gonna love this one because it has such a sweet taste of irony in it.
Ooh.
It's delicious.
We love sweet irony.
Irony tastes irony.
And it's a little New York based, so that's always good.
Hey. Okay, I'm in.
All right, New York Times, the newspaper, has a column they call The Hunt. And it's all about like rent in New York, finding places to live. It's like that's what that column is.
Like house hunting, room hunting, whatever.
Finding deals.
Well, the columnist for that section of the paper is now being evicted and sued for 35 grand in unpaid rent.
Ooh, what the?
How the fuck did it even get to 35 grand?
Nuts, bro.
Well, if it's New York,
In New York, it's probably 4 months.
Yeah.
it could be, I don't know,
York
5
City, are you
grand,
kidding
7
me?
grand a month, maybe.
Kidding me, dude?
Yeah.
You could live in a box in New York and pay fucking $7,000 a month.
Yeah.
But even at 7 grand, that's still 5 months.
And that's the person that writes the article about how to find places at great deals and stuff.
That is definitely.
It sounds like experts these days. Experts don't know fuck all about anything. Nope. In fact, you should probably not listen to them, but we should probably listen to them. That's what I see everywhere.
What makes someone an expert?
If they're wrong,
They Googled something 3 times.
Like Jim Cramer.
Jim Cramer.
like Jim Cramer, Paul Krugman, who's an economist who's still employed all over the fucking place, who's still revered all over the place. He famously said about the internet, it's a fad. It's not gonna go anywhere.
Internet is a fad? Like
Yeah.
all the internet.
That's like one of his biggest fucking predictions. He's like, the internet's a fucking joke.
And he's still
Never gonna make money on the internet.
He's still being Nostradamus.
He still gets awards. He still gets revered
What a
everywhere.
great fad.
They're like, Paul Krugman says. Paul Krugman says.
Is there anything he's been right on though?
Fuck if I know.
So the best part is that this story actually has a lot of levels to it. It's pretty interesting. So this, the woman, her name's Joyce Cohen, she's the writer. Her and her husband both have this condition. I forgot what it's called, but they have like a high sensitivity to noise. So they lived in this house in New York, and there was...
I thought their condition was plagiarism. We're both writers, we just happen to be a plagiarist family.
Plagiarist couple.
That'd probably be cheaper. They had construction going on like near their house, so they couldn't take it. So they're like, let's live in a different location for now until it's done. So they go and they sublease an apartment from this guy for $3,000 a month, right? The landlord does not know that the subletting is going on, which is always a bad thing.
Yeah.
So they're subleasing. After a few months, the landlord finds out, hey, these 2 people have been subleasing, I didn't allow that. They gotta go, you gotta kick them out. So the guy who was subleasing it tells them, hey, landlord found out, you guys gotta go, I'm sorry about this. They refuse to leave.
Squat time.
Yeah.
Oh no.
They refuse to leave, and things get super messy. They also stop paying rent, and they started proposing to the dude, the in-between guy who was subleasing to them. They're like, okay, we'll leave if you pay us like this much.
What?
That's
extortion.
You know what?
Dude, that happens all the time.
Squatters' rights really do this to people.
I think their sensitivity to loud noises is bullshit. That's what I think. Based on this new information, I think that whole thing is a fucking sham.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
How about if you look at their faces?
All right, let's go.
It's super easy to tell how people are sensitive to noise.
What if they're going like this, like, oh, it's too loud?
Yeah, they're like, they have earplugs on all the time, like, shut up, pussies.
Yeah, a little bit of empathy for these guys, huh?
Oh,
Nope.
nah.
They look like
biggest squares I've ever seen in my life.
they look like the people that are sensitive to noise, though. She looks like she's constantly calling the police because the neighbors are too loud.
Yeah. But then you can't refuse to leave.
And he looks like he got his dick cut off when he was 12.
New York seems like a hard place to live if you have a noise sensitivity.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
go to another city.
Go to Montana or some shit.
Wyoming has a really low population.
Montana's beautiful.
It is.
I bet rent's way cheaper than $3,000.
Yeah, so they actually did say, no way, we have been paying rent. We've just been paying it into an escrow account.
What does that even mean?
Then give them the escrow account.
That means that they wanted certain demands fulfilled in order to give up that rent money. But you shouldn't really get demands like that if you were, you know.
You're subleasing.
Yeah, you're subleasing.
You're not even on the contract.
Yeah, why are they adding to the contract? That's not even signed.
Because I guess they know that they got the fucking in-between guy by the balls because he's going to be taking the
Yeah,
damage.
because he's the name on the paper.
And he shouldn't have been doing it in the first place, so he's kind of just wrong.
Are there any like squatter rights that make sense?
Yeah. No, there's one where you have
who are
to
they made
maintain a
for?
squat the whole fucking time that you're there. Otherwise, you have to get the fuck out.
Really? That's true? You can't just destroy the place?
So mostly Japanese people can do it really well.
Okay.
Because the ones where it's like they don't pay a single dime, but they've like dwelled there or whatever for a certain amount of time, even though they're not on the papers. Now that's their property. I'm like, what the fuck?
And they got a home
How the
themselves,
fuck does
dude.
that work?
This is bullshit.
Because obviously that piece of land or property is owned by someone else. Just because they're not there and someone comes in, they get it now. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is really weird. And plus, the I guess this might be a cool thing, I'm not really sure. That in-between guy that subleased to them in the first place, when he found out the landlord discovered it and was gonna kick him out, he hired a lawyer and said, I'm gonna try to fix this. You guys don't have to pay for the lawyer. I'll do it.
Can we play a game?
Yeah.
Let's devil's advocate.
Yeah.
How do we defend this from the squatter's point of view? Like in earnest.
Let me become a New York entitled son of a bitch. Hey, yo. No, okay, no, not the Italian guys. Those are good. Peter. Okay, maybe one of those.
Peter. Yeah.
No, I still can't do it. It's hard, man.
I don't know how to do it. Like it's so hard.
Well, to be fair, I guess if we were gonna play devil's advocate,
Do you have an angle?
well, it's just the squatters' angle. They do have leverage. They're the ones that have the middle guy by the balls. They technically didn't do anything because from their angle, the person who chose the sublease, whether it was legal or not, was offering them something. And then the second somebody offers you something, and they're like, all right, cool, and then they take it away because of something that's not your doing. It is a little bit of like a.
But it's illegal. So that's like me going like.
But they're the ones that broke the law.
Yeah. But it's like this though. It's like this. Hey Nick, can you hold this for me?
Sure.
Cool. The cops come. Just let you know there's cocaine in here. He goes, well, I didn't know it was illegal. They were just giving me this possession, right? It's like, what the fuck? It's like, at the end of the day, this thing, what's in here is illegal, like the source.
But what he's saying is that there's a victim here who didn't know, and there was an aggressor who basically tricked this person into thinking that. So that makes more sense. That's why I want to do this exercise, actually.
But then I would say then they need to just move out and they could settle that whole thing.
But just move out.
Balance sheets.
But that's not on a whim, right? It costs money to move out. It costs resources and time. And all.
Plus, they need to fucking find a new spot, right? Like,
So that makes more sense.
It does make sense.
Because let's say in real estate, right? Like, you buy an apartment building, and if you want to like upgrade it or whatever, you have to kind of ask the people to leave, right? But then some people don't want to leave because they're like, my lease isn't up yet. And some people also have the right, depending on what state, to just stay. And then you have to pay them out to leave because for them, they're locked into great rates. Like maybe they're paying $1,000 a month and they just can't afford moving because if they do, they gotta pay $3,000 a month for the same kind of apartment, right? So it's kind of customary to pay people to leave.
Yeah,
So,
so
like
that
you're buying
makes
them
more
out,
sense.
basically.
You're basically you're helping them move because it costs money.
It's like a severance package.
So now I think we've opened this
Residentially.
conversation up a little bit, so it's not just one way.
Yeah, there's couples.
So the couple's right, and case closed, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Yeah. I still don't think they have a.
I like. We could play another game where how would you kill these guys?
The difference is that
But
I like this game.
I think due to the fact that they're sound sensitive pieces of shits,
They're annoying.
I want to be mean
So
to them.
annoying.
I want to.
Why didn't they fill their house with those black like sponge things that like Bart has? Yeah, the foam things, like for
Soundboard
podcaster
things, yeah.
people.
I guess it could.
Why don't they do that?
Why don't they walk around with fucking earplugs?
There has
noise
been
canceling plus the
Noise canceling headphones.
I did have a friend who was leasing a commercial space and did not know that he was leasing. It was a sublease. He thought he was leasing directly to the landlord and didn't know. In this case, it's been confirmed they knew. So from the beginning, they knew it was a sublease. They knew it wasn't allowed.
Which means they should be at least 50% liable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Because they were just joining the risk too.
because that's what's the word for that?
Corroboration, coercion. I don't know what it is.
Right? When you already familiar with the situation, you know that that's not something that should be done, but you're like, this benefits me though.
Yeah, right.
Right? You're aware.
it's split screen cooperative.
What about some good old fashioned violence? Like, hey, you don't want to get out? And then you just like grab their things and start throwing it out. And if they challenge you, you pop them in the face.
Yeah.
Spotters' rights, man. You'll lose that case.
Old school gangster style.
They have good calves. You'll never fucking win.
My ex's dad went to jail because he in Denver. He had a rental property. A guy moved in there and then didn't pay rent. Was refusing to leave. He went over there and
Kicked his ass?
yeah, he actually kicked his ass. But he also
Give him a knuckle sandwich.
a very key detail about how he did it was that he ended up finding all these like dirty baby diapers outside of the house, and he forced the guy to eat one. Like he put it.
That's too crazy.
Some fucking mafia shit.
That's fucking dope.
Shit.
I mean,
Pay your rent in Denver.
Dude, Anthony's in.
Hey, I
that's
would
also just a funny thing to go to jail for. It's like, hey, what they get you for? It's like I made my subleaser eat some baby diapers.
You're like, that's hardcore.
You make him sound cooler too.
one of my tenants wouldn't pay up, so I made him pay through eating shit.
Complicated, but in this case, it's kind of ironic because he's a freaking New York Times columnist about this type of shit.
How long does it take to eat an old baby diaper?
Probably a while, dude.
I'm gonna say
It's all plasticky, isn't it?
dude.
that's gonna take like fucking 4 hours or something.
That's like eating a fucking styrofoam box, isn't it?
You know, the crazy
how
thing
do you
is,
even
like, in my mind, I feel like eating the shit is easier than eating the diaper.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
One's
yeah.
organic and one's some crazy material.
I'd be like, hey, can I just eat the poop off and then like I don't have to eat the fabric?
Yeah, like, I will lick the diaper clean, just don't make me eat the fucking non-biodegradable
Can I
thing.
eat the poop and then just squeeze the pee into my mouth?
Because like even though that type of thing is on his permanent record, it actually like helps him out because it makes him more of a badass. He does sales for like Oracle, and you tell some other guy the type of shit, open up to him a little bit.
He's a nerd?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a
So it makes him look fucking badass, right? You're like, dude, I'm dope. Sign me up.
This guy's cool as hell.
Wait, so he got out and he's just working for Oracle.
He was always a highly like successful like tech dude. Yeah.
rental properties?
Yeah, but then this guy wouldn't
Fuck.
pay, this guy wouldn't pay trash his house, so he went off on him.
We gotta make this couple eat a fucking dookie diaper, dude.
That's
Well,
nice.
we
yeah.
know that
a loud one.
We know it's gonna be harder to find a dookie diaper under the Biden administration because of the formula shortage. Am I right, brother?
Hey, you tell him, brother.